Reject this premise on its face. My friend, if you're going to lose it like this over what is meant to be a political and moral philosophical debate, this conversation is not for you.
In this video, we join Tim Pool on Timcast IRL. Tim Pool roasts whiny activist Mark Lamont Hill after his recent embarrassing display on Piers Morgan Uncensored. With that, let's watch Tim Pool crush race-baiting loser Mark Lamont Hill.
What they want unashamedly, and you will
well, go
not
on then,
have
say it. Say
you
the
will
M.
not have
Go on, say the M word. Go on.
No.
Don't
invite. No. I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me, because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word, because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here, you and one Uncle Tom on the left here.
Piers Morgan Uncensored hosted a panel debate over the Shiloh Hendricks story. Of course, if you're not familiar, Shiloh Hendricks is the woman who was accused of dropping a racial slur at a playground targeting a 3-year-old, and she's since raised a lot of money. The debate that Piers had, she's at $732,000, by the way, a massive sum of money. The Piers Morgan debate was with Myron Gaines, Mark Lamont Hill, Lily Gaddis, and Ricky Schlott. And oh boy, it went off the rails. In case you didn't see this one, it is getting a lot of play. And basically what happens is Piers makes the obvious mistake of telling Lily Gaddis to say the N-word on his show live. Why would you do that, Piers? And Mark Lamont Hill snaps in a fit of what I would describe as overly exaggerated faux anger. Listen, you want to know why I can say that? You want to know why I can say that? You're going to call me a racist? I don't care. Yeah, I can say that because Myron Gaines is also a black man on this debate, debating it with Mark. And so you have two black guys, and one guy's freaking out and insults Myron, dropping a racial slur against Myron. Myron didn't get mad that Piers Morgan told Lily to drop an N-bomb because Piers was making a point. You won't. You don't want to use it. You're just saying this. And Mark Lamont Hill goes off and then drops a slur against Myron
If you like watching videos like this one, like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Let's get back to the video.
Gaines. Now, I posted this on X. He calls him an Uncle Tom. And I got a bunch of black people saying, Tim, Uncle Tom is not a slur. So one person said, if you were black, you would understand. Okay. Let me start by saying this for those who don't know. Uncle Tom's Cabin is not a story about a black man who loves being a slave. It's actually a guy who's fighting for abolition. I'm not super well versed on it. And it's because of the transformation of the idea over time and minstrel shows that ultimately it came to represent a black man who is demure and fine with being a slave. That is, they say, when they call someone Uncle Tom, they're saying you're deferential to white people or whatever, which in and of itself is a weird racial thing. But Mark Lamont Hill on this panel, this is a racial slur. I know I've got people tweeting at me saying, Tim, it's not. Listen, Uncle Tom only applies to a black person, and it's meant to insult and shame them, saying you have to agree with us, otherwise we will insult you, we will other you. How about I do this? How about I play the actual clip here, and you can hear it for yourself. There's no slurs or anything in the clip, but here you go.
what they want unashamedly, and you will
well, go
not
on then,
have
say it. Say
you
the
will
M.
not have
Go on, say. Go on. Say the M word. Go on.
No. Don't invite. No.
No.
I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me, because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word, because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here, you and one Uncle Tom on the left here, and asking her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Piers. I understand what you're trying to do, but we already know she's racist, and I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you, and I accept that, and we'll leave it there.
You know,
there's so much wrong with this. I mean, it's funny. Can anyone watching this tell me what racially harmful means? Seriously, Think about it. What does that mean? Also, I guess my question to the audience, can words be harmful? I've thought about this a lot in the past because I always get irritated when people get offended or emotional over words or whatever. So I've thought, what words or what could someone do to offend me or upset me? And maybe there's something out there. I just can't think of anything that would offend me. And if I do get some sort of feeling about something that someone has said, I know it's not the words that I'm responding to. It's something inside of me that has a reaction to those words. So I usually try to identify within myself, why does that bother me? Because I do not want to let anyone else's words bother me. Oh my God. How about Mark Lamont Hill saying, I'm the only, whatever he said, black man on the panel that's the victim of it if she says that word. He's literally being a meme. He's calling himself a victim in a video. I mean, give me a break. It's almost like this clip was scripted to show what a race hustler looks like. It's like he checked every box or made a line on his bingo card. And the funny thing is, if you watch this whole clip, the whole segment, prior to this, Myron Gaines, who laughs, by the way, when Mark Lamont Hill freaks out, which is the right response because it's hilarious. Basically, Myron was saying, you know, Mark Lamont Hill, you shouldn't be emotional. He's like, I'm not emotional. And then, I mean, within minutes of saying that, he has this freak out of emotion on air. This whole thing for Mark Lamont Hill is such an embarrassment. The crazy thing is, I bet because of the way he thinks and the people he surrounds himself with, I bet he has no idea that it's an embarrassment. And this whole idea of the term Uncle Tom, I mean, it's a slur, isn't it? Like Tim said, it's only applied to one group of people with a certain color skin. I think that term is arguably more offensive because when you call someone that, what you're saying about them is, me and all the people I associate with are going to shun you because you have a different opinion than I do. If you don't fall in line with what I tell you to do, then you're different than me and I don't like you. It's crazy in this day and age that that's no problem, but the N-word is the end of the world. Not to mention when Black Americans say it all the time in songs to one another as a term of endearment. Yet if one person says it not in those contexts that I just described, not only will the Black American community be mad at you, like 90% of people will be mad at you. It's like, man, it's just a word, dude. Like, why? I understand you want to associate it with a horrible time in the United States history, but come on, man. How are you affected by that? Anyway, let's wrap up the video.
I reject this premise on its face. My friend, if you're going to lose it like this over what is meant to be a political and moral philosophical debate, this conversation is not for you. You do not have the clarity of mind and emotion to engage in this conversation. There are many black people who can. There are many white people who can. There are many white people who can't, and there are many black people who can't. I don't think the race is the issue here. Racial harm. That's what he called it. He called it racial harm. What does that mean? I got an honest question. You guys comment, you tell me. I don't know what that means, racial harm. I can tell you, I have long been interested in the history of racial slurs. And so I looked them up. And I'm like, why did people say that word? Like, why is that word meant to be insulting? Now, the way I grew up,
I swear to God, I haven't seen this before. Tim asked the same question I did. What does racially harmful mean, or racial harm? Let me ask you all a question. Aren't you kind of in a prison of your own making? If your spirit is so brittle that you fly off at the handle, get super emotional and worked up, and it ruins your day if someone says a word. Like, as a man, I think you should be embarrassed about that. I don't care what your race is. A word. I don't use that word. I don't have a need to. But at some point, the outrage over it has got to stop. And I don't know what it's going to take to get there. But we want to hear from you. What do you guys think about it? What, should that word for the rest of history have an asterisk next to it that you can't say it and people will freak out? You'll be shunned from society if you say it. And then we didn't even get into what's your intended use of that word, you know? I think anyone who's just trying to say something to hurt someone else or belittle someone else is an a-hole. But no matter how you use it, it's just a freaking word. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Anyway, as always, really appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next one.